Hey guys, welcome to Russian Girl Tarot channel. This is Oля. So today I'm gonna do a one big reading, and this big reading will be on YouTube, and I'm just gonna do this excerpt of this video on every other platform. So if you do want to watch it, it'll be at Russian Girl Tarot on YouTube. I do hope you've all been doing well. I feel like the energy has been very freaking crazy. It's been very erratic. For me, I've personally felt all these different emotions, had all these different memories pop up, all these things I had to clear, all these little tiny things that came back up that I had to validate that I am worthy of certain things. And I had to think about it. Well, why did it come up again? Because I haven't fully fixed it. So I want to see what we are currently healing as a collective. I want to go more into the grief of it. Also, what could have been a part of that as well, the shadow and light of it. Self-care messages. I'm hearing this sound and it sounds really odd. So I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a bus or something, but it's not. So everything's been kind of weird, as I was saying. It's like everything seems normal on the outside, right? But when we are like in our environment, we're feeling certain things. Some things might even be a little bit off and kind of mysterious, kind of like the moon card. Like you don't know of what the unknown. Maybe that I feel that maybe we're all a little bit unsure on what's to come and where things can lead us on this new pathway as we are healing and growing and stepping out of comfort zones to do our calling. And I want to first off say I am not a professional person that has like all these hours of psychology training done, because I don't. Okay, I did the work for it. I got my bachelor's, I did the work for the master's programs, but I did not get to do the hours to qualify to do anything. Yet I do know a lot, and I know a lot from life experiences, and I feel that I've lived here for way too long to even like experience some things that my soul has gone through. However, the wisdom helps me empathize and have more compassion and understanding towards what we are healing and need to see within ourselves. So let's see what is the dark mirror have to say to us today in terms of what we're healing. What is that we as a collective are healing, processing? Because whatever message comes out to you, there's some part of it that always will apply to me, because there are still things, little things, they might not be the same circumstances, situations, but there are still things that will also connect to me as well, because we're a part of this huge collective of people, of star seeds, earth angels here that are healing. And no one's perfect. So this channel is very different, right? It's not like, oh, this person's done this and this. It's like more like we all have done some shit. We will have to admit to it. We will have to heal through it slowly and surely. And it's very triggering. But I'm not here to sweeten it up, because you know what? When somebody sweetened that shit up for me, it took me a while to get the hell out of my ego. I'm not doing that to anybody here, okay? So if you like sweet messages and things that are always positive, I'm not here for that. I'm here to see the positives in the dark that we've gone through and see how we can move on. Yes. So we can be a guiding light for other people. But I'm not here to say, oh, this is life. This is not a fairy tale. So let's see, what is collective processing right now, trying to understand. Masquerade, number 15. This could be a message for people who have thought about gender identity and who they are, and what it means to be a male or a female. And I'm not gonna get too much into this topic, but you know, we all have our own views. I'm not here to be really liked, but I do support mental health, and I do support things that are healthy for us, you know. And by me saying that, it's just like, I support reality, I support understanding why we do certain things, and I'm not here to judge. If anybody is thinking of a sex change or wanted to dress differently, but what is the root cause of that issue? What happened? You know, like, what really happened? I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you kind of were like a life of a party. Like always just a happy, like freaking outgoing, down to do, you know, whatever, go with your friends, whatever people want to do, you'd be like, yeah, let's do it, blah, blah, blah. But somewhere deep inside, after you've done all that, you'd sat there and you thought about it. Man, I wish I didn't do that. Or I wish I could tell people what I really like to do. I wish they would just like me for me, if I would only open up. Now, I don't know who I'm talking to specifically, but this is the energy. I feel like I'm also talking to someone with a big mother and father wound, where it makes you feel very, very resentful towards both parties, both energies, masculine and feminine, and you're kind of a little bit lost on where you want to go in your life, who you are. You're trying to see where those wounds have impacted your relationships, and how you have been intimate with people or non-intimate, how you were enclosed to certain things, but then others you were. Let's see, number 15. What I can't have forever, I will have for a minute. What I can't have for a minute, I will hold to me for 1 second. Stage here is bargain. It's the third stage of grief processing. So once anger subsides and we have exhausted our strength, we try to cope with the grief by postponing it, making it less severe or less urgent. We try to talk our way out of the consequences, accepting what we want to hear and rejecting what we don't. Under the guise of Cupid, I will come to you. Under the guise of a thief, I will fly away. There is often guilt in taking the mask of Don Juan, or Donna Juana. The seducer is not a master of love, neither of manipulation. He is the master of the ephemeral, of what is fleeting and brief and transient to the extreme. He is the master of the moment, and as such he forgot all other kind of eternity. There is guilt, if you care, because you are not building. There is guilt out of loss, because you are not treasuring. there is guilt out of indifference, because when you don't care, you cheat yourself of meaning and value. Sometimes there is guilt in the selflessness, in the meaning, in the desire itself, and in everything leading to pleasure, as if the only pleasure that can be sacred are those labeled as such. The masquerade is a dance. It is a road that goes in circles and ebbs and flows, and always ends with the first light. Before the time comes, hold it tightly. When the time comes, let it go. I feel that you are processing and how some connections were very fleeting, or how you have had fleeting connections. Take it how it resonates. This is for a whole collective that is healing. It doesn't just mean those of you who have been hurt. It's those who also hurt you that are tuning in, okay? And I want you to acknowledge that and not take it personally when I say certain things. But if there is something that you take personal, that you might have to heal within yourself. I've done this millions of times where I felt offended and I had to freaking check myself. And it's okay. We are triggered in different ways and no one's perfect. But as long as we work every day, a little bit at a time, and getting to know ourselves, I think that is the greatest achievement of all, of loving ourselves and truly understanding why we're here, what is our purpose, how can we add to the light and positivity and understanding and compassion to this world that is going so astray. For I feel that it is very easy to cover things up, going to parties, dressing up, forgetting about everything, living in the moment. Yet there's always repercussions to our actions. It's like, why are we doing that? Why are we always busy, right? Why do people make themselves so busy, involving themselves in so many events? Unless there is like a purpose, right? A purpose for the greater good, then what are we running away from? Because sometime we will have to face it, right? So I feel that you are realizing this is the new age. This is the age of Aquarius. I feel like somebody here is an Aquarius, has Aquarius strongly in their chart. That is some kind of air sign in here where, no, Aquarius, unless you've dealt with an Aquarius. With Leo, Aries, and Cancer in their chart. And Pisces. I feel that you are truly understanding that not everything can be always swept under the rug. The stuff will pile up. It'll be very evident, because what we resist persists, right? And I'm sure we're all still working on certain things. I sure as hell am. You know, it's a daily thing to recognize, shit, this is what I'm still ignoring, and I have to like get on it. You know, it's, you know, and it's scary to us all in like a, not scary, it's a little bit out of our comfort zone, I should say, because we never gave ourselves a chance to see how good things can go if we choose another route, if we choose a route where we believe in ourselves. So I feel that all of these partyings, all these meetups, whatever has to do with you ignoring, now take this how it resonates. It could just be for the person who either who was hurt or who hurt you. Okay, that's the channel. Okay, it's for all of us to freaking heal, have compassion towards ourselves, while making sure we have boundaries, that we understand our worth, and we can move on, that we can make better choices, that we can love ourselves more by examining things that we do. So we have emptiness here on the bottom. And it's funny because guess what? The page number is what? 150, and this is card number 1515. So you might have been seeing 1515. Angel number, please look it up. It is a message for you in there. You've been feeling emptiness in terms of like, who am I? Like what is your ness? Who are you? What is this humanness? Like, what and why are you doing certain things? And for whom? You might have felt inadequate as a child, or of your child, or felt inadequacy from your parents, or inadequate to be a parent to your child because of certain things that might have happened. Yeah, you feel powerless. And so you put your energy towards things that might get you through certain, might get you to certain environments where you will be seen and noticed, yet I feel like you're working for a much greater purpose at this time, in terms of not just working at your projects, but I feel that you're working at yourself now to better your compassion and empathy for yourself and for those around you. You're truly owning in on who am I, that I, and what does it mean to be a human or a soul. And we all have our own different auras around us, because human is like H-U-E-M-A-N to me, and I know human is spelled H-U-M-A-N, but we all have a hue to us. We have an aura to us. We're watching too much scientific stuff, but it's not really scientific. It's very spiritual yet scientific. And your energy is felt before people even look at you. There's a difference to why you attract, not just because of the reflection of you have in terms of your human looks, but by who you are, what you emit. And I'm feeling that you are tired of emitting something false, because inside you feel empty, powerless. You know, you might be seeking professional help. You're feeling rage. You're feeling very upset at many things around you. Let's look at this emptiness from the book. Where is my book? And that's right next to me. 150. Almost there. Here it says, from Healing Your Emotional Self, written by Beverly Engel. It says, fill up your emptiness with your own feelings. And this is where I feel that a lot of you have like reached out to other things, events, music, and everything, just to really get lost in not trying to deal with who you are, and maybe pondering just a few hours before you go to sleep, and on the things that have been eating at you. Because of your low self-esteem, you, like many other survivors of emotional abuse or deprivation, have probably searched for something outside yourself for a sense of completion and the sense of being worthwhile. Just like I was saying, what I felt from this card. You may have looked to romantic love as a solution for your feelings of incompleteness and inadequacy, but no one but yourself can complete you, fill up your emptiness, or give you a sense of meaning. If you give yourself the time and space to get to know yourself and your feelings, you will find that you can fill up the emptiness a layer at a time. Each time you allow yourself to feel a feeling, each time you allow yourself to express an emotion, you are filling up another empty space inside. In addition to discovering who you are on a physical, emotional level, you need to discover that there is another aspect of you that is not related to your physical characteristics and not defined by your emotional qualities or personality type. And as I was saying, you have a type of aura. Like as a human, I think of it as a hue, H-U-E, because you transmit the type of energy that is different. And that's why you attract certain things that you attract. Because of your soul. It is the experience of who you are that is not a result of your history and conditioning and is not affected by your beliefs or opinions. This aspect of you is sometimes referred to as your true nature, your being, or your essence, because it is the ultimate nature of who you are. Essence also refers to the part of you that is most permanent and unchanging. The part of you that is central in defining who you are. The soul's true nature, I need to read this to you guys, exists most fundamentally. This is how Byron Brown, author of the book of Soul Without Shame, describes essence. The soul's true nature exists most fundamentally as a nowness. It is a nature that does not depend on the past or the future, nor does it depend on the experience of being a physical body. The more you have a sense of yourself as a soul, the more you are aware that who you truly are is not really defined by your body. Neither is it defined by who you have learned or known in the past. Who you are is something much more intimate and immediate, and something much more mysterious and harder to define. To be aware of this is to begin to open to the true nature of the soul, your own beingness now in your life. The ultimate, this is so beautiful. The ultimate value of who you are is based not on your attributes, your physical appearance, your IQ, your talents, or your financial success, but on the miraculous fact that you exist and that at your core, you are essentially good, wise, and strong. And I know that we do need validation from others. You know, we are still human beings. You know, we're souls in a human body. So we live in a three-dimensional reality. And we do need and have the desire to connect with others. Yet the power of the true source of our self-esteem and our power come from within us. Knowing who we are, developing the habit of going deep inside and figuring out who we are, what are our values, what are our morals, what are our strengths, the goodness, the wisdom, like what is our soul before we have been laid upon with these societal programming, beliefs. So I feel that you are trying to embrace yourself, take your power back, remove this mask of, you know, being like everyone else. On some type of level, you are doing that, because no matter how far you are in your healing journey, there's something you are currently unlocking, taking off, and dealing with, and loving yourself for it, for knowing that you are going to shed this part of generational trauma and put it aside, and do it for all the ancestors who have worked so hard at making sure that you are here in this human form, to raise the vibration, to heal yourself, heal the family line, to heal the collective. I feel that you are the individual who, whenever you accelerate something, this strength that you have towards what your goals are, it manifests so quickly into the reality. So please always think of things that you want to have in your reality. It's okay to have fears. It is okay to feel certain things, but you have to work through them, because I do feel like I'm talking to my tribe, my manifestor tribe here, who are manifestors, master manifestors like me. Because what you think of yourself from the inside is going to show on your outside. That's how you're going to see the reality. So what do you think of yourself really matters. Okay? So let's see what we have messages for Grief, Grace, and Healing deck, just to see what message will come out for you guys. Spirit, what is the message the collective needs to hear for this masquerade, for the stage of depression? We have one. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought I had two cards. I wanted to only pick out what actually fell out. So we have healing. Number 42. Recognize new growth. In nature, when something dies, in time something new begins to sprout. There is evidence of new growth for you, even if the tender green shoots are still tiny. As the gentle, faithful gardener of your own life, support and encourage this new growth. Organic growth, not rushing or overtending, yields a better harvest. So I've been making sure that I'm reducing certain things in my life that I've had a tendency to go to when I am not in my most powerful state of being, to thinking certain thoughts, to isolate myself. You know, there are certain things that I've had done in my life that I had to retract and include myself in understanding I am worthy, I'm working at things, and why am I using these types of things or actions or patterns of self-exclusion to think that I am healing myself when I'm not. So take it one day at a time, because it's not easy. It really isn't easy. Struggling with any kind of addiction, negative self-talk, anything that you can possibly think that is an addiction, however it looks to you. It's not easy. It's one day at a time. Sometimes you have to put yourself in self-help groups to understand that you're not alone, and you don't deserve to be alone. You deserve to be heard, celebrated, and also understood. Okay? We have grace. 33. Savor the sweet memories. Connect with the spirits of loved ones who have passed on, or with positive memories of people from your past. Recall good times and let that feel-good energy travel through your physical and emotional bodies to feed your soul. Display keepsakes of fun memories. Look for opportunities grace brings to create new good memories your heart hungers to remember. And as I read this, I thought about my grandparents who have passed away in the past 2 years, and everything good that was mentioned about this card was them. They were so unconditionally loving. I've never thought I'd ever meet anyone like that. They weren't perfect, but they never showed it. The imperfections or projected things onto me when I was growing up. They were Virgo and Capricorn. I'm not saying that all earth signs are great. You know, I think the high vibrational earth signs who are working on themselves, they are the ones you should look up. You know, like look to like keep as a friend, to celebrate, because those are the ones that will admit their faults. They will be there to work with you because they have a deeper level of understanding. They have an integrated ego, because not all Virgos, Capricorns, Tauruses are like, you know, great souls. Not everyone. Just because we have that certain sign doesn't mean that we are exactly like that to a T. It all comes with our experiences, life, everything we've gone through, all the signs in our charts, in our Venus, everything, all of that really matters. I'm a double Virgo, sun and rising. Am I the cleanest person? Absolutely freaking not. It takes me a minute to just do, not a minute, like hours to do several loads of laundry to get them folded. Why? Because it stalls me. There's some things I just have to deal with one thing at a time, because I'm the perfectionistic mind keeps trying to tell me it's not good enough. But you have to give yourself grace. You have to give yourself compassion that you're doing the best you can. And as long as you're living in reality and understanding that what needs to be done and what is the truth, what is the moral and value of you and of those around you, it'll be easier for us to have the circles of friends and loved ones or lovers around us that we want to attract. Because if we don't love ourselves, how can we love other people? You know? And I know it's a little bit off topic, but I did want to say that. So if you do have pictures or keepsakes, I have a little music box from my grandma that sings "You Are My Sunshine." It's really sweet. Before she passed away, she gave it to me. I cried. I remember that she's a Virgo. September. Think about those wonderful people in your life that have been there, like who really cared for you. And even positive memories just from anyone from your past, like how they made you feel, of whomever gave you the self-worth, the feeling of like, yes, they see me authentically, and like it was just always a good time. It was always a non-stressful time to share with those certain people, because you never had to worry about being quirky and whatever, because you were just you, and they loved you for you. Let me see. 42. So for this card, recognizing your new growth, the expanding meaning of this is what we often forget regarding new growth in ourselves and in our lives is that it usually happens just as growth does in nature, slowly yet surely. In some ways, that's a blessing, as part of your healing from grief might be giving your nervous system a break so you're not overwhelmed. Just like when a sapling is planted on your property, you can watch new growth every day and feel like nothing is happening. Yet there's so much happening beneath the surface. What's growing now in you and in your life, slowly but surely? What is it? What's growing now? I'm just repeating this myself. Okay, let me get on track. A new sense of confidence or purpose around a career or a calling, a new relationship or a way of showing up to old relationships, a new way of being with your body. Change, even when it's positive, can be brutal to deal with emotionally when it happens overnight. This card indicates a lovely change happening at a healing pace, like ivy slowly growing up a garden wall to provide you more shade and a prettier view. 6 months, a year, or 5 years from now, you might look back on this moment and be amazed at the lushness of your life. So action steps for this card. I wanted to go deep into these because I don't want to be on the surface. New growth in our lives can be frustrating if we feel it's not happening fast enough. And I think I've said that in the previous reading, that we just always want things to happen instantly. But that's not how it goes with anything. Unless it's some kind of crazy thing somebody does on TikTok, and then it all fades away. And you have to come up with a new thing. Yet some new growth in your life is intentionally happening slowly now, so you are better able to manage and mindfully sit with the change. Sculpting and pruning something to get it the way you want it happens more easily when the growth is gradual. And I can agree, me and my channel, my gosh, just steps at a time. We all like to do things different ways, and no one's behind. Even though sometimes I feel like I'm behind because I've done all of these things before, and how can I not do this now? I just gotta go with the flow and trust the universe. Resist the urge to overtend new growth now. A farmer prepares the soil, plants seeds, and then steps back to let the cycle of nature do its thing. The same is happening in your life now. While a farmer checks the ground where the crops are growing regularly, it's not with an urgency for evidence of growth to appear more rapidly. Have the faith of a farmer right now. There's something in your life that, if allowed to grow organically, will yield a better quality crop. As you pull this card and read through the guidebook messages, what burgeoning aspect of your life or yourself came to mind? That's a clue from your intuition about where you can expect a more abundant harvest in time. What is growing probably has some connection or tie to your loss. How can you support and encourage this growth? It's part of your healing process to do so. Be patient. Offer healing space, protection, and loving care to the tender young things growing in your world. And it's true, like today I had like this thing, my Instagram account's so small, but they said like, oh, boost your post, and I went through this little thing and I'm like towards the end of the, doing this like little promotion thing. I'm just looking to see like what they're saying. Do I have to pay, or like whatever it is? Most likely have to pay, obviously, but so I looked, and then I'm like, at the end of it, I don't want to promote my shit. I feel that my right soul tribe will find me. Though with my ego mind, even though it's integrated, I'm like, oh, I wish I could, you know, or like because I can do it, but my soul's telling me don't do it, because if I rush something, I'm not ready for it, I'm not gonna be authentic. And that's what stopped me from doing the promotion and stuff, promoting like my little videos, only like 50 something of them I made, but like the right time will come. I'm not missing out on anything. So that's like my example of like what I did today. And I was like, oh shit, man, like it's all right, you know. And I have to just realize and be thankful and grateful for the fact that I've made it. I've made it to do my dream here online, to share my stories, to be a voice for those who are gathering theirs. And that's what it matters to me. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing. Let's see. Let's dive in a little bit more. I created this deck. It has everything. Oh my goodness, angel numbers. What is this masquerade? I want to see what this masquerade can pertain to your life. Whatever comes my way, I can choose to respond with grace and strength. That is a message for someone. I can't believe I didn't put the author on there. This might go with the gaslighting card here. You might have been gaslit before by others, or maybe have done so yourself and gaslit other people. Take it how it resonates. We have two different healing circles here. People who have been hurt and who have been hurt by those people who are watching this channel, who are healing themselves. Does that make sense? You're like, why would you do that? Why not? I have compassion for people. My boundaries are very, very set, but I still have compassion because I want to understand how people think, why they do certain things, and why not? You know, it only brings more compassion in this world. Gaslighting, denying the truth. Somebody might have made you feel like denied the truth, made you feel bad, turned every situation in their favor, made you feel like you have to defend yourself, right? Never apologized, crossed every boundary. And I've had a person do that because I allowed them to, because I was wounded, and never again for sure. But the crazy part is, I feel like on some spiritual way, they were much more attuned spiritually than me at that time, only at that time. And I'm not better than them, but I know I spend more frequent time, and I don't know their life. I don't want to follow them. I don't want to have anything to do with them, with several amount of people. And I don't hate them. I just want to improve my life. I don't want to concentrate on other people, okay? Because they're not helping me live my life. They're not, well, in the way that they are, if you think about it, guys. Those who have hurt you, anyone, any type of soul bond you've had, they helped you grow. They helped you open your eyes. So for that, we should be thankful, no matter how painful it is. And it might be triggering, maybe, and if it's triggering to you right now, maybe this is not the right channel to watch at this time. But I just want to let you know that we should be thankful, because like they had a purpose to wake us up. All those people, all those friends, all the family, all the romantic relationships that we had, you know. I'm not saying we had a whole bunch of friends, a bunch of relationships. I'm just saying, like, all those people, they helped us get to know ourselves and love ourselves. So for that, I am thankful. What I was trying to say is that I feel that you deep inside knew that there were people who knew what they were doing, and they kept doing it. And maybe you are one of those people. And they're trying to change your ways, and you feel guilty. And as long as you change, as long as you do better and get to know yourself, go to therapy if you need to, go and do do what is best to not repeat the pain either that you have caused or others have caused to you. That's the best way to live, in my opinion, is to learn to grow, and then either give a message about it, do something to share with the world that we can grow and learn and be examples of what it means to, rise from the ashes. We also have 00, new beginnings, 000, new beginnings, a fresh start, being one with the universe, a reminder that you are the creator of your own destiny. Amen to that, you are. Where else here? Deep healing happens when you decide that certain things and behaviors stop with you. And that is so true. It really does. I'm working on certain patterns right now, and I tell you, sometimes I just want to go back into those patterns. Sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. Sometimes I don't want to reach out for help. Sometimes I just don't want to do it. But then I'm like, you know what? Those people have been with me through everything, and they love me, and I have to reach the fuck out. Why am I leaving myself behind? So I hope you're not leaving yourself behind. I do hope that you reach out to those who truly love you, because they are there for you. And I do feel that this has a lot to do with the relationships. This reading is getting a little long, so I'm gonna end it with I'm gonna read this last card, because all my stuff is so long, you guys. But thank you for staying here and being with me. So relationships rarely end because people stop loving each other. They end because they feel unseen, misunderstood by each other. Such as, I don't know what the heck I wrote here. Micro rejections, avoiding accountability. I don't know if I wrote here. Placement and voice. Maybe not having a voice to speak. Not knowing that you are worth the attention and the support from the other person just as much as you give it to them. We need to feel connected. We need to feel like we matter, because we do. And it all comes from us, okay? Awareness of little things is the biggest thing in a relationship. So if you see people doing constantly the same thing over and over again, believe them. Believe that this is what they're presenting to you right now. This is the energy, the efforts, what they're willing to give to you at this moment. And when it comes to you and working on yourself, see, why am I not giving myself the effort? Why am I not doing this for myself? What makes me feel that I don't deserve this and I'm not lovable, to help me to stop certain patterns, like let's say like isolating myself, not reaching out for help, etc. Why am I doing this? So as long as you look deeply into this, be aware of the little things, you can change the pattern of how you view your whole reality and yourself, because you are a very, very lovable being and soul. So let's see, what are some self-care messages? I'll do one message for you guys, and I'm gonna leave inspiration. There are days I drop words of comfort on myself like falling leaves, and remember that it is enough to be taken care of by myself. Schedule 15 minutes in your day for a favorite hobby or activity with no objective other than to bring yourself pleasure. Just like how I'm doing this. This brings me pleasure to connect with you, to dive deep into why we feel certain ways that we feel, based on my experiences, based on the education I've done, based on my own self-research, based on my wisdom from my experiences, through seeing and self-reflection of how things and us and people around us have so much connection to us. And what is, like, what I'm trying to say is this: we're all connected. We are all beings that love to be seen and heard and appreciated. And we should first give this all to ourselves when we carve out that time. First give that love and care to ourselves, and have those type of mini dates, have those type of mini sessions to where we just show love for ourselves, doing what we love, i.e. for me, doing this video. And for you, might be going out and getting a macaroon or macaroon, whatever. There's like 2 different kinds. I love them both. Maybe not the coconut one, but they're still good. So let's read into this self-care, because it's a little deeper than that for at inspiration. Hold on. Where's the inspiration? Is this the inspiration? That's reflection. Inspiration. Okay. There we go. That's the first one. So, the crazy. Let me see. I thought for a second that was number 15, but it wasn't. Just at 15 minutes, because everything was 15, 15, 15. Internal self-care, mental, emotional, physical. Music as an art form connects deeply to our experience of emotion. Just like the soundtrack to a movie, the music you choose to surround yourself with at any given time has the power to reinforce or shift your mood and can be a powerful self-care tool for regulating emotion. Today, observe your mood. Do you have a sense that you are on track, or do you feel listless, hopeful, fearful, up, down? Without judgment, make an active decision about how you most want to feel right now. Remember that it's okay if the feeling you desire isn't classically positive emotion. Part of the work of becoming more conscious and connected to yourself is the work of releasing judgment about certain human states you experience. It is okay to want to feel sad sometimes. It is also okay to want to cheer yourself up. You are the master of your journey. Now choose some music to listen to that will enhance whatever emotional experience you want to have, and notice what happens internally as you listen. And do a little journal entry. I think I might do that as well, just to see. And I'll post that on my Instagram to see how it how this exercise worked. External self-care, relational, community, creative work. Music can be a powerful connector and messenger between people and communities. Today, challenge yourself to share a song you particularly love with someone it reminds you of. No explanation needed. So that's another thing that you can do. Put some music that you love in the background, whatever quote that you might want to post or send to somebody. Yeah, just this, see how that turns out, how it makes you feel. I do love music, but I've honestly been listening to less of what I used to love, because this spirit sent me so many messages in my Don Toliver music. And then things that were going to happen to me as well. And and to think of it real quick as a manifester, singing this music, not knowing my own power. Mind you guys, I literally made like 13,700 whatever people, fans, like in 2 weeks on TikTok, just doing comedy, okay? Manifesting. But then I realized, it's not my tribe, because what I did, the side-by-side videos, it wasn't like I liked it, but everybody was just calling me fake, even though it was just my first reactions. It doesn't matter, whatever. All I'm saying is, like, we're powerful manifestors. Choose the right music that you want to listen to. It doesn't matter what you're listening to. Figure out why you're listening to it, what it entails, and appreciate and love yourself for the feeling that you're getting out of that song, because it makes you feel deeper and reflect more on what you might still want to cry out and feel through, and hug yourself on, okay? So there's nothing wrong with it. I love you guys. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.